Hello, this is Jen from Bumble Monkey, and this is video number 3 of the Keep Calm and Crochet-on UK Section 2 of the Hot Buttered Popcorn panel. I'm sorry I had to cut off so early last time after row 8, which is the third set of popcorn stitches, but my video camera was running out of battery. And so I took the time to finish off row 8, like I had said, and while I was waiting for the camera to recharge, I wove in all the ends. So as you can see, I have no ends left to weave in except this one, but we're not finished yet. So there's the back. I love the colors on the back, how they just kind of pop through. They make for a very interesting look when you flip the blanket over. And there, of course, is the front of our panel with all the nice little popcorn stitches. So we have finished row 8, and we only have 3 more rows to go before we finish off. So let's get going. We're going to turn our work so the front is facing us, and we're going to chain 2, which does not count as a stitch. And we are going to put 1 double crochet into each stitch across, like we have done on all the other rows after the popcorn stitch row. And you want to put your very first one into the same stitch as your turning chain. Sorry, I missed a little bit of my stitch there. And hopefully by now you have mastered the double crochet stitch. I am trying to crochet a little bit more slowly than I am used to so you can follow along. Also trying to make it a little bit easier for you if you have to pause and go back at any time. If you've managed to find these videos on YouTube and have not yet joined our Facebook group, whether for support or to see what everyone else is doing, please feel free to join the crochet group. There are a couple thousand members now, and we're all a really great bunch of people. As I said in the first video, I will not be making a joining video for the second panels to the first section, just because it'll make for a much neater join when you have all sections complete for sections 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you happen to join them separately, which you certainly can do, it might be a little more bumpy than straight. If you're a perfectionist like me, you're going to want it nice and straight. I apologize in advance if you happen to hear any strange noises in the background. Those would be my wonderful children. The older one, I've nicknamed him Bumble as Bumblebee. And the little screechy one would be my monkey. That's where I get my name from. Okay, so now we've finished row 9. We're going to turn our work. I'm going to start row 10. And this is going to be our last row of the popcorn stitches. And since we are following along the pattern exactly, we're going to want to use the same color as our first set of popcorn stitches. and in this case mine would be green. Okay, so we're going to chain 2, then we're going to put a double crochet into the first stitch where the turning chain is, and then we're going to want to put 1 double crochet into the next 3 stitches. But as per all popcorn rows, or all popcorn row stitches, we are not going to finish off that 4th double crochet with our main color yarn. We are going to finish it off with our contrasting yarn. Sorry, 1 second. I have to sit on the floor as I do this, and my foot's falling asleep. Okay. You can join this using the slip stitch join. I was not taught that way, so I just take my yarn, fold it in half like this, leaving a long enough tail to weave in ends, put it on the end of my hook, and pull through the last 2 stitches. Make it nice and tight. And then I'm going to put 5 double crochets into this next stitch here. And I'm going to carry my yellow yarn through the 5 green double crochets. I'm not going to run it back in behind, because then you're going to have all these stray strands, and as you sit underneath your blanket you might catch it accidentally. Okay, so I have 4 and now 5. Pull that up a little bit, hook through the first green double crochet, back through the loop I pulled up. Gonna move that down. The popcorn stitch likes to come to the back, but I am just gonna push it through to the other side, and then I'm going to tug on the green yarn just a little bit, and then a little tug on the yellow yarn just to make it a little nicer, a little neater. And now I'm going to carry the green yarn through the yellow stitches. I'm going to want to put 1 double crochet into the next 3 stitches. Don't want to pick that up. And on the 3rd double crochet, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to pick up my yellow, or my green yarn, sorry. Yarn over, pull through the last 2 stitches, and then I'm going to make another popcorn stitch. Oops. Sorry, 1 second. Sorry about that. I was needed. Okay, so I'm going to finish off this popcorn stitch. You're probably wondering why the video jumped there. I had to pause it before I continued on. So now again, we want to put 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches with our main color. My yarn got stuck on a popcorn stitch. Now we're going to make a popcorn stitch. tug on the green here, make it just a little neater. Now we've done that popcorn stitch, 1 double crochet in the next 3. Popcorn stitch is done, so 1 stitch in the next 3. Another popcorn stitch. I don't know if you can hear those wonderful sounds of my children. Another popcorn stitch complete. So again, 1 double crochet in the next 3. We only have a couple more popcorn stitches to complete for this panel. And remember, you want to make 2 of these panels. Now 1 double crochet in the next 3. This is the last popcorn stitch here. There we go. Now, 1 double crochet in these last 4 stitches. That is the end of row 10. Now I'm going to take my scissors, trim off my green yarn, and you might want to take the time to weave in these ends here, but for the sake of time on the videos, I'm going to leave them alone until the very end and weave them in after the video is complete. Now we are on our last row. You want to turn your work so the front is facing you. Chain 2 does not count as a stitch, and you want to put 1 double crochet in each stitch, starting with the first stitch where the turning chain is.
But Mommy.
Sorry, I had to pause my video again. I'm pretty sure you heard my son there. He wanted me to read him a bedtime story. Okay, let's continue on. We want to start the first double crochet in this stitch here where the turning chain is. And 1 double crochet in each stitch across. Oh, you probably heard my husband there too. Normally I like to make these videos while my kids are asleep and my husband is on the computer, but I'm a little strapped for time lately. This panel's going to be released in a couple of days and I'm going to be pretty busy. Okay, so when you are finished this row, you should have 33 double crochets all the way along. And I am almost finished this row. Again, I am working slowly so you can follow along nice and easy. Just a little bit of that. Okay, and there's the last of my 33 stitches. And it says to finish off and weave in the ends. And normally I would recommend that, but if you want something a little less time consuming, you can do what I do. The next part says to very loosely slip stitch along the short edges of your panel 17 times, which will help with joining later on. I am just going to slip stitch 17 times along this edge without cutting this yarn, just because I'm lazy and it looks just as nice as if you were to cut this off, weave in the ends, and then slip stitch again. So I'm just going to work on my short edge here. You can put these slip stitches anywhere you like as long as you make 17 of them. And you want to do it really loosely. Just double counting my stitches, making sure that I am counting properly. Stitch. There we go. So that's my 16th and now my 17th stitch here. There we go. Makes for a nice neat edge. I'm gonna cut that yarn and I'm just gonna show you what the two different edges look like. So this is what it looked like before, all wavy and could possibly be a little difficult to join with, but here is the nice new edge. It's going to be nice and easy to join with. So I'm glad she included that. So this has been done on this end. Now we need to join the yarn onto this end and slip stitch 17 times along there. I'm going to quickly tie these in. And in case you missed my hidden knot video, I recommend watching it. But just gonna tie it in really quickly here. So the hidden knot works great for things like granny squares or regular crocheting, just like this. I'm going to weave that back in because I don't have anything on to the right. Weave through a couple stitches. Tug on it just a little bit to hide that. There you go. Now, we're going to crochet 17 times along this edge. So, I don't want to have the back part facing me as I do this, otherwise the slip stitches are going to be along the back. When we join, everything is going to be from the front, so I am going to join my hook, or join my yarn over here. Same way I joined with adding the color for the popcorn stitches. And I'm going to leave this loose. I am not going to carry the yarn, but we're just going to go 17 times across. Remember, go really loosely. And this is a very good thing I did here. made the slip stitches just a little too small. I would have had my 17th end right here and I would have had that much exposed. That would not have been good for joining. So I'm going to try again. Okay. Again, very loosely, and hopefully this time I can make all 17 across. And 17. I made it this time. Alright. Cut that. Now that I have finished, as you can see, there is my wonderful hot butter popcorn panel. Again, I have some ends to weave in, but I think it looks very nice. I hope this tutorial has helped you. Have a good day.